Welcome to February at Blue Garden Cottage. Hasn't that come like a whirlwind? 1 month is already gone of the whole year and I cannot believe it. But we've had beautiful sunshine today. Now it has been a wonderful morning today so far. We've got a little bit of wind and it is chilly, but it's still lovely. Really lovely, and it makes me really feel excited about the garden, and this being the first week of the month and the first day, it's a garden week. So let me show you what I've been doing with the gardening. Just tidying up, literally cleaning up after the new cat moving in. Sad news that our neighbor's cat Rambo from next door was killed by a car last month, so his lovely little company will be missed. And of course, now that he's not here, the territory is open for other cats to move in, and boy have they been marking territory. So I've been cleaning up after them and thinking about what deterrents I can put in to stop them doing that. I shall befriend them as well. But other than that, which is not a pleasant job in the garden, I have been sorting out a few of the plants. I'm just looking over as I'm looking away from you, and I'm looking into the garden as I'm thinking what it is. I've tidied up some of the stones, put some hay over around the rhubarb and some of the other parts of the beds just to protect them. But that's the boring stuff. The really exciting and interesting stuff that I love doing at this time of the year is going through my seeds, and let me show you what that involves. As I took all those boxes out of the cupboard under the stairs, I have quite a few seeds. These lovely boxes that my husband painted up for me to use, that we were given by a friend. 2 boxes of flower seeds, plus a bit more. Those are all flower seeds. These are vegetable seeds and more vegetable seeds. And I have separated them all out into categories, both of salads, of brassicas, of leaves, of roots, beans, and special seeds like my quinoa and amaranth, and my South African large white pumpkin seeds and gem squash seeds. So they're all separate. I've got my microgreens and cut and come again salads, a few herbs that I need to plant immediately. There are my first early potatoes ready to chit, and I have some sweet corn ready to do, and also where are all the peppers and tomatoes, and those ones have to be started immediately under cover with heat, so they can be ready come May to go outside and hopefully be strong and healthy. So those are the ones that have to be sown first, and along with these few flowers seeds that need to be started soon as well. And then what I did after I'd sorted all of them into categories, even of the flowers, the shortest flowers, the tallest flowers, times of year, I sorted them into date order as well, which ones get sown first. So far, I have only had time to write down a list of all the vegetable seeds I've got and when they need to be planted, especially for succession planting, so I can plant and grow throughout the year as far as the plants will grow. I've drawn up another garden plan, both for the back garden and the front garden, decided where I'm going to be planting what plants, and what needs to be moved from the front garden to the back, from the back garden to the front garden. Making notes on what changes I'll be making. So yes, I love, as you know, because I'll put a link into the other videos where I've shared how I do all my planning and plotting, and that I just love planning, plotting, drawing up drawings and lists and doing things like that. So yes, that is all ready to go. It's so exciting. I can't wait to get, and of course, to do the drawings and the plans, I had to go outside and do a walkabout. I'll show you that now. So you can see where I've put the hay to protect it, not just from the cold, but also from the new cats in the neighborhood starting to move in on the territory that's now available. In little spots where they have been digging, I've put the hay over there, but also to protect my tubes there, and there, because that's for the sweet potatoes and the yacon. So yep, and I've been plotting what plants I'm going to be adding to my woodland corner and putting in a pond over there, but I don't know that will happen this year, because that is a physical job that does need some money. So I don't know if that will be done this year. But what will be done this year is the composters. We'll be dismantling them, because as great as it's been to have composters to put the garden waste in, I have not been able to diligently come and turn the compost regularly. It has been making compost, but not as effectively as it should be. So what I will be doing is dismantling those, using the pallets for fencing along here. The fig tree will go there from the back garden, although I don't know how it's going to do, because that part of the garden gets the full blast of both wind, sun, rain, whatever weather gets chucked at it. As you can tell on the side of the house, the weather just pulls the mortar out in between the bricks. Yes, I'm going to be putting, I have a Dalek compost bin in the back garden. It'll move to here and I'll get another one, so I can just lift it off. Well, actually just one will do if I do that, isn't it? Just lift it off, put it there, turn it into the same compost bin as I go. Or maybe I'll have two, and just once one is filled, leave it to carry on composting, and then start filling another one and turning that one regularly. So yeah, I think I do still need two. So I'll need two compost bins in one little bay to swap it over. So space for 3, and one of the pallets is going to go across to cover the bins, and the other pallets is fencing here for the fig tree, and I will put some flowers at the end next to the pallet there as well. Yep. And this arch, this nasty old metal one that's knackered, is going to go, because we need to build another arch from there where the camellia is and go all the way over. So that's been what's planning, not just the seeds. Yep. And I want this plant is going, as much as I like it, the berries are just dropping everywhere. It's going to sprout and spread like wildfire. The birds are not eating the berries, so because it's too close to the house. So I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to put a garden ornament there. And for the first time ever, my camellia has some buds. Where are you? There they are. Can you see? Just there. Buds on my camellia. So for the first time in, was it 3 or 4 years, it's actually got flowers coming. So exciting. Oh, but it's cold. Let me get to the back garden. Oh my goodness, it's so cold. It looks lovely. There's beautiful sunshine. It's crisp, but there is a cold wind. It's very windy and it is cold. And it's making me sniff, so excuse my sniffing every now and again. Yeah, but I drew the drawings I drew for the veranda underneath is for my final plans to upgrade and change that, including the new roofing at the top, because that roofing is no good now. It's so fragile and breakable. So we'll be putting polycarbonate sheets on rather than the corrugated plastic. And I want to put some across there for a wall as well, for a more solid wind barrier into there, because my Cape gooseberries succumbed to the nasty winds. I am going to put another water butt there next to that one on this side, and a trellis, so that there's a bit of a windbreak going in there, because over there is going to be butternut squash and sweet potatoes, and they will need shelter from the wind. The table and chairs will all be sorted. That wood will be chopped up for firewood this year finally. Oh, the focus is going out. The strawberry towers will be built, so this whole place is going to be sorted out by the end of summer. And then I've plotted which seeds go in which bed and how, and you know, it's just been really exciting, and I've really enjoyed planning what needs to happen and what's going to happen. So now all I have to do is plot everything on my Kanban board and in the calendar and start implementing the easiest and cheapest jobs first, because I can do that right now, and sorting plants out and beds ready. One of the first jobs is having to fill the beds properly again, because I think over the years, as the soil settles, because if you remember when we first built the beds, we put the frugal wood in the bottom, all the big logs and wooden things in the bottom to act as the frugal culture types filling for the beds, and as that settles and breaks down, so will the soil. So we need to keep topping it up until it no longer needs topping up. So I imagine we've still got at least another 2 to 3 years of topping up soil every year. And of course we'll add in some builder sand as well to help aerate and loosen it up if it gets too claggy. We've done that before and made absolutely perfect soil when we were at the allotment. Oh, it was wonderful. Really lovely. We'll get to that stage again. Right, so exciting stuff to happen. I will show you what we achieve. All the years that when we see a cold coming on, we quickly dash for the really nasty effervescent vitamin C and zinc. But I keep the tubs because in the lid, there's deoxygenating tablets in the lid, moisture absorbers, and it's a desiccant, I think, but it helps to keep the seeds dry, and that's where I store my homegrown seeds. Oh, right, it's taken me a couple of days of plotting and planning and drawing and listing, and I'm not done because I haven't even started the lists on the flower seeds yet. So that'll be interesting, but I definitely want those flowers because most of them are just absolutely lovely. Some are medicinal, some are there for helping wildlife, some are there just because they're beautiful and I love them. But look, it's not just about me and my garden. It's meant to, I share in order to help other people find their inspiration, find their groove. If you have a garden, do you even plot and plan at all? What do you like to do at this time of the year as far as plans for the garden goes? Each to their own. Everybody's different. Me, I'm a plotter and a planner, and I love implementing things. I love having physical, visual markers of progress. I enjoy that. That's something I enjoy. And I'm not by any stretch of the imagination a qualified designer. I'm not a mathematician. I don't have any botany qualifications or anything like that. I just know what my garden looks like in my head. I draw out what I've got in my head. It's not even measured out. I know how to do all of those things because I did an edible landscaping course, but this is just easier for me. I've run out of graph paper anyway, and that is that's how I usually like to do it. But this is what I've got. This is what I'm doing, making do with pencil, pen, a couple of coloring pencils. And when I've got it properly done and sorted, one day I might just, when it's really where it needs to be, then I might just do proper watercolor drawings and paintings to show where it is at then, because that's another thing I'd like to do. Sad, I know, but there you are. So yes, that is this garden week all wrapped up. Well, not entirely. Like I said, I've still got the flowers to sort, and I still have to sow the seeds in the electric propagator to get them going because they need heat. And I haven't got all my seeds out. I have got a packet of seeds in the freezer because they need keeping, and I need to get them out. But I think I missed the boat in sowing them last because they needed sowing in the autumn. So I probably should just leave them there until this autumn, and I'll put a note in my diary right now before I forget. That's the other thing I needed to do other than the flowers, to get the calendar out and plot the dates and things that need sowing and when. So yeah, and when we do that, actually, you know, I'm sure that contributes to how fast it feels like the year is passing, because we live by the seasons when we're gardening. And here in the UK, we literally get 4 specific defined seasons, and so we plan on those 4 seasons, and they're very short, so time literally flies. You just realize how short a time you have to do everything. So I'm going to have to pare down some things, and I have actually. This is much less than what I had. So this is like almost a third of all the seeds that I have here. So much more is what I had to throw out. But I didn't just throw it out. I put them in a tub and scattered them in the garden. If they sprout, they sprout. If they don't, they don't. As I wrap up for this week, I'll let you know the next week obviously is the home week. And I have a few things to share with you. A couple of mistakes that I have turned around in the attempt not to throw away something. The jacket that I said I was going to tart up and repair with the buttons, I'll show you that. There was something else I did as well, I can't remember what. Next week is a couple of make-do solutions in homemaking that I've been doing, and plans for the next month. I think I'll have a go at that Kanban board as well. Rejigging a few things on there. Until next week, folks, I hope you're having some lovely weather as well, that you're having some sunshine wherever you are. So I shall love you and leave you. I'll chat with you next week. Until then, take care. By all means, make do, but still keep moving forward. Bye-bye.